It's so good to see everyone. I can see Andreas, I can hear Hemena, Naledi. Hello, everyone. Paula Malega, you have been online for some time. I saw you put this time aside. Hello, everyone. Good to see you, girl. People are pretty, I guess COVID was good. People have been looking after themselves. We also have our Associate Director, Hlobisile, on the line. Today, guys, we're doing a revision on compliance. And I hope you guys have all your questions. We have Bonolo and Denise in our team, and Hlobisile also, maybe also Bonolo make Hlobisile to be one of our host so that she can add any comments if she wants to. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. Those who don't know me, who maybe got sent a link, they are not sure why they are here, who's actually doing this. My name is Precious Mvulane, and I help entrepreneurs set up systems and processes to manage their risk, whether it's a risk of legal risk, or it's a risk, financial risk, or it's an operational risk, whatever that risk is in business. And my really intention about doing this is to help entrepreneurs to be real directors, to be real investors, because most entrepreneurs never see a day in their lifetime to be investors, really investors. We tend to actually to be employees and directors and swap around those two and never get anywhere. So, and I hope the education and my sharing of the experience and the team and your experiences can help to build each other. I'm so excited about this. If you have any questions, please use the chat box. And if you are actually, we're gonna also do the poll. Please note that when we do the poll, we will also notify you and also put in the link. And the presentation that I'm making, Bonolo is gonna put it on the chat for you to actually download it if you have not. But because this is a revision, most of you should have this already. So yeah, it's wonderful to have you, and we're excited to see you all actually having attended in here. I think we have about 120 people that actually were coming on this webinar. And I think now we're reaching about 20. So we usually have a turnaround of about 50. Let's see how it goes. I always prefer smaller groups. Yeah, it's good to see same faces, and it's also good to see names that I know, clients that I know. Babu Alfred, hello. Chire, hello. Thomas, Tolofelo, and I mean, I'm seeing quite a few people. I think I'm seeing all 7 people from Cape Town. So thank you so much for coming today. So I also want to just make sure that we use this as a platform for us to design the program. For the next 12 months, we're going to do things slightly different. We're going to have weekly sessions like this to just allow you a platform to ask questions and raise the issues that you have and the stagnation that you have. And yes, Paula is asking, how do you transform yourself from being an entrepreneur to actually being an investor? I think I'll cover the questions. I'll keep that in mind. For let me finish the introduction, and then maybe I'm gonna see how we're gonna get on those questions. But I love your questions, really love. There's quite a few people joining already. Okay, so I think also for me, one of the reasons why this topic in terms of compliance was always mind-boggling is because by trade, I'm an auditor. So when I got called by entrepreneurs to come and look at their books, and I looked at their books, oh Lord, there was nothing to audit. So that is what I experienced. I realized that entrepreneurs did not have systems and processes to keep records, nor did they know why they were actually doing what they are doing. But they also did not understand that by being entrepreneurs themselves, they were also directors, they were also employers, and they were also traders, which then is required for them to actually comply. But I also realized that as I was putting systems in my own business, that the legislation was daunting. It was too much. I needed to create systems that are going to be easier to actually remember, that are going to be easier to manage, which is why then we have ran this. I can see that there's quite a lot of people that I knew that were not on the session that we just ran. And please, guys, even if you're not, sign up for one. And then we can continue this, because I think we do have another training program just coming up. This one is just closing up. We want to pull all the content and information that we have learned all together. I think also what led me to focus on this was that I figured out that there is an easier way to manage something that is complex, that is quite a lot of things to do. And that is how then I was actually able to build up different checklists that allows me to be able to see what needs to be done on monthly basis, on weekly basis, what needs to be done on an annual basis and biannually. And that then allow me to actually manage things easier, because you now can be able to put those things in your task list on your Outlook, or you can put it in your schedule, but you can even delegate to someone, but at least you know what needs to be done when. So I am quite excited that we have created systems and processes to allow for this, so that you can really be empowered and never be afraid of compliance, and really enjoy it, because you have set the foundation for yourself to start. And yeah, that is where we are, and we're excited about this. I'm gonna then start with our presentation. And first, I'm gonna look at the questions you have on my introduction. A long one indeed. I think I'm staying too long with politicians. Okay, so let's go to Paula's question. How do you transform yourself from being an entrepreneur to being an investor? So Paula, please unmute yourself when I'm done talking, so that we can engage. One, you have to understand that in business, there is 3 roles that you play. Role number 1 is being an employee. Role number 2 is being a manager. And role number 3 is being an investor. In your own understanding of business, who get paid the most out of these 3? Your guess? Your guess, Paula?
I think employee, we focus so much on paying our employees more than we do to ourselves.
Okay, so that's another issue. Let me park that one a little bit, but let's go in to zoom into the question that I'm asking, where I'm saying, who get paid the least? Is it the investor, is it the manager, okay, or is it an employee?
The managers, the founders, or the managers, or the CEO, we are the ones that we don't pay ourselves.
Okay, so why is that? Let's just, first take away, I need you to think in a certain way. Take away your environment. Take away in general, in any business, whether it's a business that is operating in London or New York Exchange or somewhere in the world. In a normal business, who get paid the least? Maybe Denise, can you do a poll on this one also? Add another poll on this one, so that we can see how others are feeling about this, because yes, I really need us to engage. But there's a poll that is currently running, but I don't want that poll to start. I want to end that poll Bonolo, I want you to actually put in the new poll that I'm asking, and we will we'll relaunch this poll again. I want to know how other members are feeling. Okay, maybe everyone use your chart. We have one, it's an investor, two is and two is a manager, which is a director, and three is employee. Give me the number who get paid the least. I'm having answers now with everyone. Chire is saying employees. Someone else, I want to see your answers, guys. Olivia said the employee. I think Calvin said director, manager. Carl is saying 3. Okay. First of all, I think entrepreneurs, you have to understand that the director in a normal business is the person who's the manager of the business. And the manager is paid to think, to build up and analyze and look after the business, after the investment that the investor, the shareholder, has put in place. Anywhere in the world, the person who gets paid the least under a normal circumstances is the employee. But when you start analyzing the employee, what are they paid to do? The employee is paid to do, is activity. They are not paid to think. The person who gets paid to think is a manager. A person who gets paid for putting more money and getting a return on investment, which we will call it passive income, that's an invest. So most entrepreneurs, when they're running their business, they mainly focus on doing. Whereas you should be focusing on building system and being a manager. Because when you are a manager, you are managing the resources, including the employees. And that is why we end up working for our employees. You'll find in some of our businesses, we're paying employees more than we pay ourselves. You actually are working for the employees then. You are not working for yourself, you are working for them. And that is the issue here, that you guys have to really have a clarity that the fact that you pay your employees first is abnormal. That it doesn't happen. That abnormality, though, it's how fast you self-value your contribution to the business. But number 2, it's also how you're not managing the resources. Because remember, the only way you can make business anywhere in the world is by 2 things. How many things, guys? 2 things. 1 is to employ other people to generate money for you. 2 is to get someone else's money and you take that money and multiply it, that money. It's using other people's money. Those are the only ways you can actually really have a business success. 2 things. Use your resources, which is your employees, efficiently and effectively. 2, use other people's money. But the only way you can use other people's money is when you have demonstrated that you can manage. And most of us as entrepreneurs, we have never managed a thing in our life, and we think we're now going to run these businesses. And that's the challenge. I hope I was able to sway your mind, Paula. If you want to engage further, let's discuss so that we can. But I want you to fundamentally see that what has happened in your life or in your business is fundamentally abnormal. And I think that's a first foundation of saying that the business should be paying you for being an investor and the founder for it, and being paid using what you get paid, dividends. But most of us in our businesses, we actually run these businesses without even accounting for the time and even the money that we have put in. We do not have any accountability. And that's the problem again. We are not accountable to anybody. Because we are not accountable to anybody, there is no return on investment. Mama Paula, I can hear you.
Yeah, it's so true.
But you see, that is why you are attending this session, so that I'm going to tell you the things, you know, the coach tell you things that you don't want to hear.
Exactly, exactly.
But I really want to change your mindset. You see, the rule in business is that if you're employing someone, the salary that they make for you, the salary that they get from you, that you pay them, they should bring at least 3 times that to the business. And if they are not bringing that, you really need to assess what's the point. Because the aim, how you build a successful business, is to bring someone to generate money for you, not for you to work. We as entrepreneurs, we create jobs for ourselves. We don't create jobs for other people. And by the way, I'm saying this is Paul, I am guilty as charged myself, but I'm working towards the exit. I think I'm almost done.
Sure.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Is anyone who has question? Is anyone who want to make a follow-up, guys, on that principle, on understanding that principle? Please put them through. Welcome, everyone. Those who just joined, thank you for coming. Anyone who want to have a follow-up on the question by Sis Paula? Okay, let me move on to today's agenda then. But guys, please, when we're running a session like this, we want you to share your experience, what you have learned. All of you have Essential Finance book, you have access of the 6 modules. And if you don't have that, please, the team is gonna put a new group that we are signing up. But we also wanted you to be exposed on how we run our programs, how we help entrepreneurs really understand the basic principle of business. And as I said, most of us, we're running this business, we don't have experience in running these businesses. I was lucky enough that I have never studied anything my entire life except business since I was 14 years old. And up to this time, I'm still learning business, and I have not mastered it at all. I'm still fumbling as all of you guys, because we were not so unlucky. Most of us are first generation entrepreneurs in our environment. To an extent, my aunt usually asks me if I still, if I'm gonna go back to work. I keep on saying no, you know, because this was not believed to be actually a real business. We were normally looked at as though we were following maybe some sort of a hobby. It's only now that there is some sort of a change in our society. Especially for people like myself who are professionals, people really thought, are you really gonna go and not have a salary month? And people just couldn't believe, especially within my career as a CA, that was just like, what? You could be earning this much, but you can't because, you know, and so on. But I think it's also about the passion. It's also about really knowing that this is what I was called to do. And I will do this in my sleep. I will do it even if I fail, but I will fail forward doing it. So, and that is why also it's important, entrepreneurs, that when you choose to be an entrepreneur and choosing to be in business, choose something that sits well in your heart, that even if you fail, you will say, you know what, at least I enjoyed it. At least I loved it. Because I can tell you right now, it is hard. Guys, sure, it is so hard. I am not too sure whether it's because with me, I stayed too long in business schools. Maybe that's a problem. I got too much theory. When I went to practical, it was the opposite. But I promise you, it's very hard. It needs someone who has quite a lot of network to build. I was saying the other day to one of my mentees that, you know, as you're building up the business, you need to understand the nitty-gritties of it to an extent that you can kind of figure out what does your product get to be marketed by others, but how can you market your product to the business, but to other businesses or to the customers. But you also have to keep in mind that what you are selling, you could be selling gold, but people, if they don't see the gold or you are not loud enough, the market may not hear you. So that's the challenge here. that we may not actually even be able to, we might have best solutions, but because maybe we lack how to reach the market, maybe we lack how to build products that the customer will actually easily understand. And in other instances, it's not even about the products, about the target market, which was one of my mistakes. So yeah, I hope you understand what I'm talking about. And I'm looking forward to your comments, guys. Please pop in your questions and just leave me. And make sure the questions is to everyone so that other guys, because I saw that we also have associate partners that are attending here so that they can also assist. But also, if someone had a similar experience and solved that problem in a different way, we are here to share our experiences so that we should not repeat each other's mistakes. One of the biggest weakness about entrepreneurs is that we sit in our little corner with problems and not come ahead and say, you know what, I'm struggling with that one, please help me. We pretend as though we know what we're doing. Half of the time we have no clue. Okay, entrepreneurs. Someone wanted to talk. Yes, hi.
Hi, it's Isabella here.
Hi, Sisi, please
Hello.
go ahead. Yes, we are listening. Please go ahead with your question.
Yes, I would like to know about the questionnaires that I sent you over the email. Are you going to address them? Or are we supposed to read them here again?
No, first of all, guys, I am horrible with emails. Just cut and paste them on the chart for me, please, while I'm presenting. And who am I speaking to? Okay, she's gone. She unmuted herself. Apologies, Nokia 2.1. Please just cut and paste the questions here, and I will take them through, and then we'll go through the presentation. Shame that people who are getting disconnected and coming back, disconnected and coming back. Don't stress too much though. Just when you are available, just post the questionnaires on them, and then, oh, I'm feeling sorry. And then I will follow through. And then what we will also do is that we will do some sort of a write-up of all the questions, and with the write-up of the frequently asked questions being added on the website and also be emailed to you as a report. Okay, guys, let's see our today. I'm gonna share my screen now. I can find our presentation. Okay. Entrepreneurs, I'm just trying to maneuver around here so that I can be able to do the presentation. And I will go through the whole section. Please ask the question as I am going through this, and ask the question by typing them on the chart. When I am done, I will then go through and attend to all of the questions. So mastering of compliance is part of Finance Success program that we have been running since 2014. Over the years, we have updated and upgraded the content. We would like to find out from you what forms you would like to have and what templates you would like to have also, so that we can assist you. We currently are reviewing, getting a lawyer to review some of our templates. Let us know when you actually need certain templates that you have not found. So I've already done my introduction. We've got few awards also in business. As I said, I have started to actually learning business for some time. And by profession, I'm a chartered accountant and also registered auditor. I am also sit on different boards. I've been training at least for the past, 14 years, training from municipality councillors to financial officers in public sector, both MFMA and PMFMA, and also providing financial literacy programs for entrepreneurs, which I actually love. And I've worked with organizations like ABSA, Standard Bank, SAB Kickstart, National Gazelle, with Umtia. One of our current clients is Mondelez, BP South Africa. We also have worked with Hope Factory, which is a baby of enterprise development program for SAICA. We also have been working with UJ. We are a substitute kind of a visiting lecturer there. I think we have done quite a lot of programs since for the past 6 years. We're also doing TUT programs. There's quite a lot of institutions that we are working with. Innovation Hub, one of their speakers on issues relating to entrepreneurship. We actually are launching quite a lot of products, and this is some of the programs we have, which is Finance Success, which is a 10-day, it's our signature product and is trademarked. We also have quite few content relating to how you develop strategy and development, and we're launching a new product now, which is on the boardroom for entrepreneurs, which is aimed to take entrepreneurs to be really executive directors. And I'm excited about this because it's actually an upsell to strategy development and execution. Those of you who have attended the compliance, I would like you to join us on our strategy development program that we're gonna be running. And I hope that program will allow you to really set yourself up to be ready to report in a board so that you can really be a real CEO and a manager of your business. Yeah, so that is some of the awards. I think what is missing is 2019, the top 50 driving female founders by Driving Magazine that we got. So yeah, we haven't done things like that in a while. I'm trying to stay away from public relations stuff, but yeah, that is what we have been doing. This is some of our products. And we also have services. It's just that most of our services, we don't offer them to entrepreneurs direct. We only offer our services to enterprise development programs because we have found that entrepreneurs do not value our product. They only value it when they have been through a process like what you guys are doing today. So as I said, Finance Success it covers several things. It's about setting up your goals and achieve them. It's about compliance, which is this session we're having today. It's about how to earn money. But within that, we have a book that is on the 2nd edition. We're finalizing. The 3rd edition is running on the 6th year now. It's also about finding investors, and again, about how to actually keep the money, because you know, entrepreneurs, it's one thing to earn the money, it's another story to keep it. And then a simplified strategy. We are launching, I think, about another 20 products within the next 3 months, which are mainly gonna be online. And we're so excited about that. So what we have found then in generally for entrepreneurs is that the way entrepreneurs see and view their environment, they believe that they actually are struggling in business because they don't have access to funding, and they don't have access to marketing, and they don't have access to skills and capacity. GAD is mainly focusing on the last one, building up your skills and capacity. That is what we believe is the core and is the reason why you will not even achieve that access to funding and that access to market. We also have found that most entrepreneurs go around and saying, I'm looking for funding. When you start analyzing what exactly are they looking for funding for, you realize that they don't have a customer. They don't even know who the customer is, how often that customer needs to actually buy from them. There is basically no business. When there is no customer, there is no business. And we also have found that, so which means that entrepreneurs, what they should be focusing on is access to skill and access to market. That is what you need to focus on so that you build your capacity in that space. I promise you, funding will come. Just remember what is funding. Funding takes place when you can demonstrate to an investor or anyone who wants that you can actually take that 100 Rand and turn it to 200 Rand. So most entrepreneurs, they go around looking for funding, but they have not figured out how to take 100 Rand and convert it to be a 200. And by the way, I'm making that as an example. Generally, investors, they specify what is the return on investment. As I said, then the bottom line is that we face these challenges as entrepreneurs, and these challenges are more about our inability to respond to them. We don't know enough about these challenges. We put them just in a blanket phase approach. So what are these challenges costing entrepreneurs? They can't produce relevant report for funders and records. I mean, this one is such a big issue. I don't know if Hlobisile can share her experience also. So Hlobisile and myself, we mainly have a product that support and help the entrepreneur to get money. And we have a client, I think we're on the 3rd week now. We're still waiting for them to just submit financial statements and submit an application that is about 7 pages. But this person wanted the money as a matter of agents. So we just don't have our ducks on the row. Our records are in a mess. But also what we've noticed was that is inability to instill a culture that enables growth. So the culture is very much aligned to your leadership. It's very much aligned. Are you treating people that you work with like it's your granny's place? Or are you treating this the same way you would have treated it if you're working for someone else? And again, another one is not measuring performance. Most entrepreneurs have no idea whether they are making profit or they are making a loss at the product level, plus also at the business as a whole. Other entrepreneurs have no ability to manage a business. The official failure in South Africa is 80%. My educated guess is that it's actually 90%, especially in the first 2 years. Our failure rate is very high. And one of the reasons why our failure rate is very high is because most entrepreneurs really came to being entrepreneurs because they could not find jobs. It's not because they were following something which they really solely believe in, but also our politicians didn't know what to do with unemployment. They kept on telling people, go and register business and start business, instead of saying to people, find out what you love. Make sure your idea is actually feasible, it's marketable. That is what they were supposed to teach, not push people to actually go and register business. Because what we found also, majority of businesses are not even trading, but they are registered. So, and the last one again, as I said, is access to market. Most people also do not even understand who their customer is. They don't understand what is the customer profile of as a result, they're offering products and services that are actually not talking to the customer. And again, entrepreneurs, on that one, I was guilty. I was guilty at some point in my business when I was offering auditing and accounting services to entrepreneurs who will entrepreneurs only do accounting and tax. It's like a garage pages. They do it because they're afraid of SARS, full stop. So, and I was saying that to entrepreneurs, telling them that when you can account for your records, you can be able to make better decisions. But I promise you the conversion for that was 0 to none. Because I actually did not understand why entrepreneurs do not have that understanding. And I said this earlier, that the managing of legislation and compliance is quite cumbersome, it's too much. And that is one of the reasons we're struggling with this. Let me take the questions because I see there's about 6 on the chart. Let me have a look. Oh my word, there's so many. Thank you so much, guys. Isa Twala from the question Bonolo has posted on our behalf. What are the qualities that one should look at when appointing a director? Oh, I love the question. So let me stop sharing. We will share that again. I'm loving the question. So I think the first quality of choosing the director is, one, make sure you choose someone whom your values, your core values are aligned. So in my case, one of my core values is being a Christian. So I surely will not partner with someone who is not a Christian, who doesn't believe in the values of being a Christian. And this being a Christian for me does not mean going to church. It's actually being spiritual and connected to God. And that for me will be one of the qualities. So when you're looking at the qualities of the director, start with the values, but then you move to character. Because from the values, then you will then build up the character of that person. Find people that have integrity. If someone have integrity but transparent. Integrity and transparent is very closely related, but it's not necessarily the same thing. I want you to understand, and if you choose a person who has integrity, is someone who's going to do the right thing no matter whether someone is looking or not looking. If you choose someone who's transparent, is someone who's always going to tell you whatever that they feel inside. And that is very important, to say, you know what, my brother, I didn't feel well with this. You want someone who's transparent that way, because most conflicts arise from people not actually talking or sharing their own version of their own truth. In all the sessions, I've been called to come and facilitate a board or facilitate an arrangement, even in the audit committee that are sitting in management and government. The reasons why people end up unable to work together is because they have not given each other an opportunity to say how they think and to say how they feel and to come up with solution of what needs to be resolved. Most entrepreneurs, especially Black entrepreneurs that I've come across, we bring people in our business that we have not screened, that we have never worked with before, and just you say, okay, let's go to business. It's like what I call it, one night stand kind of a relationship. You need to have also processes that you're gonna follow on how you're gonna bring this person on board to be part of your directors. But I also wanna alert you that for you to attract the right quality, you have to be the right quality yourself. It's not the other way around. So I hope I'm able to ask, Bonolo, please share the article that I wrote about leadership on strategy, because maybe you can see some of the things that I have articulated in that article, because qualities is about leadership. Guys, you have to make sure when you are selecting a director, you select someone who balances you out. So if you're someone who's out there and you can reach out to people quick, find someone who's more operational, or find someone who's more administratively then, because you find someone who fill the gap in your business. But you're not gonna know the gap if you have not done a self-introspection yourself to see where you're lacking. You're going around pretending as though you know everything. Yeah. Okay, so do you assist with a format of questionnaires and interview for our different positions? I think I do have a generic one. I also have the one that I did years ago that does some sort of a skills audit on the board. I will ask the team to make a note of that. We will then share that in our membership site. If you have actually finished the training, you will see it. But if you have not done the training, you will need to join then the group that we're actually starting now on compliance. Now,
can I ship in?
1 second, love. I just want to finish this one last question Oh, there's, oh, more. Oh, my goodness. There's so many. Go ahead, my darling. There's too many questions here.
Okay, thank you so much. I've got two. Based on what you just said, what is the best contract that I can put in place if I want to bring someone as my partner? Someone that has got the skill that I don't have, to complement our services. Then we feel like we need to be maybe 40-60 or 50-50. What is the kind? Do you have a generic contract that someone can look into with specific points?
Okay.
Important things to look into.
No problem, sis. Thank you so much for that question. So first of all, you don't bring anyone into your business and work out a shareholding when you have not done a business valuation. Because how are you going to decide whether it's a 60%, it's a 40%? It really, it's like it's here or there. That is one. Number two, if you are bringing someone that you have not worked with, it's the first time, bring that person on the project, run with them on the project, at least for a period of 12 months. You are coaching them. Guys, being in business with anyone is like marriage. Once you have committed, that's it. It's the end of it. So if you make the wrong decisions, you will really regret it for the rest of your life, basically. And people don't understand a reputational risk these days with social networks that we have is so high, because someone can just post one thing and that one thing lead to another. Before you know it, we are viral. So you really need to take a caution. So the way I bring partners in my business is in different ways. I have strategic partners, I have associate partners, I have subcontractors, I have different sorts of people, and that I bring in terms of the skill. Until I am comfortable to say that is my associate direct, it must also be influenced by my succession planning. Should anything happen to Precious today, I know that, and I have it even written down even for my team, Hlobisile will actually take over with my business partner in Durban. Do you understand what I mean? So I really would like you to sit back and think how you can bring these partners. And guys, we are going to cover a session when we're talking about stakeholder management, which we will then bring it to this, because this is also related to how you bring resources into your business. It's also aligned what we did the other time when we spoke about business administration in terms of human resources. Rather, ask the person to actually subcontract, see how they work. Make sure you're making notes on how they work, their weaknesses and their strong points. Moderate those, bring that back to them and say, you know, my brother, we work very well on the project. These are the things though that I was not comfortable with. How do we sort this thing out? Okay, Mark, does that help?
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. And don't give anyone some percentage of shareholding.
Okay, thank you.
Has proven themselves.
Okay, thank you.
The next question that I'm gonna go through, it says, if one is a sole director of a company and decide to appoint a board of directors, will they have a final say in that company? What powers do appointed board of directors have in one company? So let's talk. First of all, when you appoint board of directors, they are just directors and managers. They are not shareholders. Guys, you have to separate the shareholder, who's an investor, a manager, which is a director, and the employee. So if you're a sole shareholder, and you want to bring people to be board of directors, and you are also part of that, you're a CEO, because you're a shareholder, your vote is the one that's going to count, because that is how the voting of directors works. It's based on the shareholding. The best way of actually building a board of directors, like I was saying, we're going to have a product which is called the boardroom for entrepreneurs. The boardroom is about having people to bounce ideas and direction, but who are ahead of you, who have more experience, so that it allows you to make sure that you are making the right decisions. The bottom line is, if you're gonna bring people on board and you end up actually not taking their advice, there was no point for you to bring those people. The main purpose of bringing those people is for you to have a sounding board, for you to actually touch base on what are the issues and how are you solving that problem. Of course, you may decide not to take their advice, but at least you have been guided on what are the pros and cons for that decisions. And then the other question is that, regarding shareholders, what are the advantages and disadvantages of having them in the company? So I think any business needs shareholders, guys. Remember, when you raise funds in business, you raise funds two times. You can raise funds by you providing your own money, which is what we call equity. Or you can raise it as what? As a debt. That is how you finance a business. Using those two options. It's only those two options, equity or debt. It's always better to raise your funds through an equity, because the shareholders are owners of the business and they are the last people that get paid in that business. Should that business liquidate or something happens to it, they are the ones that loses. Whereas if it's a debt, you're gonna need to service the interest, you're also gonna need to pay back that money. Even when the business liquidates, there are the few people that you have to pay back, including your creditors and your employees. So as far as I'm concerned, it's better to have shareholders because they guide you and help you, but also they hold you accountable for your action as a CEO. So you then need to build a business that is sustainable so that people can see a value in it and then invest. Okay, so I'm moving on, guys. Someone said, I need clarity regarding board of directors. Can I appoint people outside of my company to form part if they add a value, or should it be formed solely by employees of the company? So, okay, so regarding board of directors, you can bring anyone. You can pay directors by fees or by attending. Fees is generally by maybe as a retainer, or you can pay them for attending the board meeting, or you and that can be just a line item. Doesn't have to be a big money. The product that we're gonna launch is mainly, I think we're saying each board member get paid 750 per meeting. But here we're talking about people who have more than 20 years of experience. So and it's people who have retired that we're gonna be looking for to be sitting in these boards. And mainly we're gonna look at what PAIA is got on their retirement database and RAs, because when you really think about it, the board of directors that are sitting at the JSE, majority of them are CAs. So then we also wanna have the same caliber of people. So it is advisable also to bring a representative of the employee. And maybe you can actually relook at your current employees and see if there's employees that you really would like to retain in your business, and then maybe offer them to represent every employee. But make sure you choose the people that have the right leadership, that are portraying the right values for you. Then you'll be able to find the right person and the representative. Then the last question on that was challenge of not meeting a suitable remuneration for your employees or directors. They're an asset to the business, and if you underpay them because of the company is an inception stage. I'm not too sure what this question. Can I have the person who did this question to just share with me what they wanted to say on this one, guys? Bonolo, please post also the questions that are being posted and moderate them. Please, the person who posed this question for me, can you unmute yourself and explain what you were trying to ask on here? While I'm waiting for you, I will move to the next question. Paula is asking, I need your advice on how to train in the beauty industry online. Before COVID, CEDA was on the verge to help the accreditation that happened. The new norm, how is it going to happen?
Can I explain that?
Yes, sis, go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much. What happened is that one of my cap is the beauty industry, and I'm running a salon, products and services. So our growth level was moving from just running beauty services to now sharing our experience with those that are passionate in beauty industry, like training them to be employees for themselves. Now, CEDA was just on the verge of accrediting us to train, to run an academy in beauty. Then COVID happened. So now, due to COVID regulations, we, CEDA and us and the person that was assigned to facilitate, we just stuck, because now with the new laws, how is the accreditation process going to run because of the social distancing, etc.?
Okay, ma. I don't know how familiar are you with YouTube. YouTube, you can just go to YouTube and type something like a makeup demo or makeup artist, whatever. There is millions, if not it's millions, more than millions of people that started their beauty salons or makeup by actually doing a makeup, demonstrating it online. Like what I'm sitting to here, if I was a beautician, I would be doing the makeup myself in here. But when I'm doing it, I am teaching at the same time. And I am using someone else's brand. You will see them, they will say, oh, this is Avon, or this is this product. And behind their business, the product that they're promoting, they're also getting paid. So there is a lot of business models that are around that. So the training can still take place, my love. The same way I am doing training right now. You're so pretty. You should be teaching us how to put a makeup. I think with me, I just like wing it.
So pretty though.
Thank you. So that is what you need to teach these interns, so that they will teach beauty, but they can also do one-on-one consultation for their clients who maybe will have certain events like weddings, like big things, or maybe a photo shoot. They should work with photographers. It's about really looking at business model and how it feeds the customers and the leads. That's the key. And if you need any additional support, I'm available to help, to provide with a business model that I think can work. That works even now, anywhere in the world right now.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you so much. Okay, there is another question there. I still don't have the person who asked the question on number 5 about challenges in meeting remuneration and also paying the directors and underpay when the business is on the inception. And maybe let me rephrase it in my understanding of that paragraph. Basically, we are saying the challenges is that you can't pay because the business is not necessarily at the stage where it's generating enough revenue to pay maybe a market rate or even to pay directors. I think that is why then it's important for you first to look for people who want to put in their sweat, because you can convert their sweat to be their equity in a long term as shareholders. So my suggestion for you is to actually, if you are starting up, look at those opportunities and ways to, if the business really needs you, you want to pay people. I really believe that if you're employing someone, the person, the 100 rand that you are paying to the person, that person should bring at least a minimum of 3 times that, which is 300 rand. and for you to at least cover the operational cost and also cover the cost of employing a person. Because remember, when what you are paying the person is not, so let's just say maybe I pay an employee a 7,000 rand. In real terms, in business, the take home to that person is 7,000 rand, but there is a leave, annual leave in there. There is a sick leave. There is also the compensation, cost for compensation. There is also UIF cost. So if your salary bill is above 500, there's skills development levy there. And there is also administration of that employee, which is like producing pay slips, managing the leave forms, all that crap. So therefore, if someone take home is a 10,000, the total cost to company is actually not 7,000. It's actually at least an average of about 10 to 11,000 rand. Okay, let me see. I have another question here. Olivia, we are looking for IT and finance interns that are funded who are based in Cape Town. Oh, okay, Olivia. Denise, please take the details of Olivia. Introduce Olivia to our partners whom we recently got our 4 paid interns. Yay! And we'll connect you and see if she can assist you. But my interns are remote. Guys, we are going digital, remote, everything. So yeah, Olivia, we can definitely assist you there, but we can assist you with—
Yeah, precious, yeah.
Olivia, we can help you with IT. Let me look. I have a network of people. Let me look for finance interns. I think there was someone who offered the other time. It's just that I was not looking for finance interns. I will definitely look for you. Samgela is saying the problem is getting customers. Yeah, right, Samge. Is definitely getting a customer. And one of the reasons why getting a customer is so difficult is because we go to the market with our set mind. We've already got our Google head to say, this is the product I want to offer to the market, or this is the service I want to offer to the market. As a result, when the market is not responding, we don't take that as like a feedback that says you are selling the wrong product. If you go to the market and you don't have enough customers, it is because you are selling a product that the market does not see the value, or the way you have positioned your product, there is no value. Or you could also be talking to the wrong customer. You have not really looked at your customer properly to really get this to be sorted. So let me explain in my case what happened. In 2014, I was busy going around trying to get entrepreneurs to understand what finance is about. And it was horrible. I felt dismally. Half of the entrepreneurs did not even know what the heck I was talking about. and some of them, it was the first time they were hearing the stuff I was talking about. And what was clear to me was that for you to sell to the market that you are targeting, the LSM that you are targeting must be same as yours. That was what I learned. Your LSM should be the same. 2, the level of education of your target market that you are approaching should also be the same, especially for professional services. If you do not have that, and you go to the market and you have not cleaned that up, you're gonna pitch to the wrong people. As it stands right now, I'm doing this training. Guys, someone is paying us to do this. To you, it's free because you don't see a value. You will never pay for this. because I've tried that. You don't pay for that. I sell a book for 300 Rand, and I have published this book every 2 years. We've published it, I think 2 times, 3 times. First edition and the second edition. We're on the third one now. We had reruns also. My book has not hit more than 3,500 copies from the direct sales. The reason why we have oversold, it's because corporates are buying the book for entrepreneurs. Am I speaking to the right market? Of course. You are the entrepreneurs that I'm targeting. But are you willing to pay for my rate per hour, which is 3,500? Oh no, you can't even pay yourself. So you see, you might have someone who needs your product and service, but if they cannot afford to pay, that is not a business. I hope that makes sense, Samge. But also, it's about, you have to target the customer that actually is already feeling. Please understand that question, that issue I'm raising. Is the person who's already feeling the pain of the problem. Don't try to convert someone who doesn't even know that there is a problem. And that was another issue I had. My clients that I was talking to, or the entrepreneurs on my target market, did not even see that there was a problem with how they were doing things. So the conversion rate there just tends to be 3 years, for heaven's sake. So you have to choose a target market of someone who knows what you're talking about, someone who's ready to convert, but also someone who's already starting to feel the pain of not solving the problem, of not actually feeling the pain. I mean, of not solving that problem so that they can start feeling, then your conversion is gonna be quicker. Tolofelo is asking, what is she saying? Is it a must to have a business plan? Is there an example that one can use? Because most templates are so much that one get reluctant to put it into action. Great question, Tolofelo. So one of my mentors, I'm not sure if you know him, Alon Ray from Race Corp. Alon Reyes, he actually wrote a book that says throw away business plan, something like that, a title like that. So I agree with him, but I also don't agree with him on the following reason. Majority of entrepreneurs, especially within South African environment, have never ran a business before, have never seen a successful business on how it gets run. So if you're gonna just go and jump in a business without planning, it also means you will be driven by the environment, not by the plan that you have put in place. So by having a business plan, it helps you to actually map up a way of what you need to think about and how to actually, what are the things to think about within the component of the business plan. Because yes, you are right, it's got a lot of things, but you need to know where to start and how to start. I'm of a view though, to shorten up that maybe reluctant to do so much. My suggestion for someone who's starting is to say, do a business model. Don't do a business plan maybe when you're starting, because it changes so much. Rather do a business model and keep on beating that business model. And I think that is way better. Do a business model and also do a strategy. And because again, entrepreneurs, they jump to a business plan without having done a strategy first. Remember, a business plan is an operational plan of a strategy. So do a strategy, and those who would like to know more about strategy, please, Bonolo or Denise, put a link of our strategy. We have simplified strategy because again, we have felt the content that was out there just didn't talk to what we're experiencing, but also a shortcut in getting straight. We actually promise you that you're gonna come up with a 1-page strategy document, not 30 pages, not 40, just 1 page. And I hope that will help. Atolafele, if you wanna have a follow-up, please unmute yourself and ask. Guys, there is another question here. So Paula is asking, what is the best measuring system to measure growth? Wow, I'm getting so many good questions. You guys should come to strategy. Please, you should come to strategy sessions, because this is what we talk about on strategy.
We are coming, we are coming.
Are you willing to pay? Yeah.
And you can invest.
Let me say this. You're gonna continue wasting your time and Googling. And I promise you, you will waste more time Googling than doing the stuff. On strategy, we tell you the things you need to do, and those things give you results. So let me give you the answer on how you measure growth. So in a startup business, we measure growth by the revenue, by the number of staff, by the number of products that you are introducing, which include your innovation. And we also measure your business by the maturity of the system, how you're building up your knowledge base, the systems of that business. So that is generically about those 4 things. But when the business gets bigger, we start looking at the market share in the business. So business like Taka Brand, Unilever, when we measure their growth, we measure it by a market share in that market, maybe at a product level or at the division level, but then we see on how. So things like, you will say, maybe Unilever owns at least 25% market share on washing powders, for example. So it's always related to a product, but at the same time at the company level, because that also gives you some sort of a sense on how much control does that business have. So we measure growth based on the stage of that business. And that stage of the business should also be determined by certain things relating, for example, the number of investors you have, the number of how much capital reserves you have, your growth plan, and so those are the things that we measure the business on. But again, we start from those 4 that I mentioned as basic. Guys, come on, pose questions. There is so many people in here, and the questions are like silent. I'm having same people coming back with questions. Come on. Baba Alfred say, I'm in for strategy, count me in. No problem. Here is the link that Monola has posted. Sign in for strategy. Guys, it comes with the coaching sessions. And that coaching session, I am not even charging for it. But it's about you having a clear vision of what is your long-term vision for this business, so that when you bring people in your business, there's a clear culture that you want to create. But more than often, it's also about your succession planning, how you're going to build your business. We talk about the remote teams, how you build the teams. We talk about several methodologies, but we also analyze your business model and see what can grow or what doesn't grow. So, oh, someone says the network is quite bad. Okay, sorry guys, I'm sorry that the network is bad. Okay, so are there other questions, guys? I can finish the presentation. By the way, we have a similar presentation also on YouTube. Bonolo, please post that one in, and then so that the entrepreneurs can get. Deboho said, Precious, this is such a great and enlightening session. Thank you so much. Indeed, entrepreneurs are limited in a lot of ways. Finance and financial management being one, being on top of many other issues. I would like to engage further on one-on-one. Can I use the email provided on the invitation? yes, please use this email. And I hope to schedule up the appointment. Oops, what am I doing? I should say to everyone, those who want to engage privately, guys, I'm straightforward. Don't come in because maybe you want the answer. This will go straight to my office manager to actually schedule the appointment for those that want to engage privately. Guys, we generally try to restrict to have private sessions because, frankly, it's not cost efficient and it does not sustain our business. Use these platforms to pose your questions. If you want not to be known to having raised that question, email your questions. We will share them here and build this platform. Because guys, the bottom line is that most of you cannot afford my rate per hour, and I don't want to put you under pressure on that. So guys, yes, when you're scheduling up, keep in mind that you're gonna need to make sure that you send your agenda with the attached document of what exactly you need, and then I can then direct you. It's really a coaching session. I can't go to a meeting. I don't go to a meeting without an agenda. I need to know the agenda. I need to prepare for that meeting so that I can be of a value to you. So just understand that. Guys, use this platform to actually do that. We are going to run a weekly sessions also. So send and email the issues so that we can then help you. Katleo is asking, what is the best way to measure employees' production on daily system? Like measure terms of stats. Is it possible to measure production of the employees based on their job description? Of course, definitely. So first of all, let me share. Those who said they want to attend a strategy, we have more than 140 key performance indicators that you will choose from for measuring different components in your business. Let me just see that template. I'm looking for it on my machine right now. It's KPIs, I think. All KPIs. I'm gonna share it just now. 1 second. Definitely, it's possible to measure the production on employee. So what you have to understand, Katlego, is that you have to measure both input. Input is the time, it's the efficiencies in terms of, is the person coming on time? Is the person ready? So you have to measure those things. So you have to measure input. You also have to measure the output. So the output is how much is the person producing. So let's look, this is finance though. Let me click this one off. I have found the finance one. I want to look at the KPI that that looks also in HR so that I can show you guys this. I'm just going through it now. I'm just double checking that I'm opening the right document. So so the best way of doing this is to make sure that you measure both input and you also measure the output. So the way you measure the input is by looking at the time. The way you measure the output is looking at the time and the efficiency, and to make sure that the person is doing the work and producing the work according to your expectation. I work with lots of interns over the years. I have found that people that are not growing, that are struggling with their performance, they're generally people who don't push themselves every time when they do tasks. So maybe design a program for your employees to be able to measure that and delay. Paula says, can we get the details to attend the strategy workshop? I think we delay ourselves by not being willing to pay. Of course, Paula. Bonola has already posted the strategy session thing, but also maybe Bonola or Denise copy and paste and put it on Paula's direct message. No, the reason why most entrepreneurs don't want to pay is because they don't relate their problems they have in their business in their inability to think, in their inability to understand and know things. We as entrepreneurs, I think entrepreneurship, as far as I'm concerned, is like any other career. So most entrepreneurs, they think they're gonna run a race by themselves. Even number ones in the world that are on Olympiad, that are doing, competition after competition, that are competing at the world level. They all have—
They've got coaches.
The number ones in the world, but yet entrepreneurs have never run a business. No one in their family has run a business. They're on a board of directors. They have never even finished a business book. And they think they're gonna actually succeed. No, it's not gonna happen. It's like 0 to none. The success rate is like 0 to none. There is no way you're gonna make it without having been provided guidelines, without having been provided with someone who has experience and the right content to direct you to think about this, this is how you build it, and give you a feedback. Because in this coaching, we will also be giving you feedback on the documents that you are sharing with us. Because as you move from week to another, you will share what you actually have done. Because we want to see whether you got the principle, and you're applying it. Guys, I don't see any more questions. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna just wrap up. We're finishing at 7:30, I think, right? I hope. I'm gonna continue, and then if there is any other comments and question, I will stop, and then I will share with you. I'm trying to find my document now. I can't find it. Oh Lord, I don't know what I've done. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, guys, let's move on. I'm gonna run pretty quick on this, and if there's any questions, guys, just pop them in. This is a coaching session. This is wrapping up. This is about me getting the feel of which areas you need support in, but also which areas you are saying, Precious, these questions that you are asking, direct us on what product we should also bring into the market. So please don't shy away from asking the questions. So how you should be approaching compliance, first is to understand what is your role and responsibility. Number 2, who's the regulator? Number 3, which legislation apply in relation to this role? Because you will find that legislation comes with acts and regulations. And in other instances, it even comes with certain guides. Then what you need to understand is number 4 is what action or activities do you need to actually conduct to comply with this legislation? What forms to use to register and maintain the compliance? The second last 2 is when do you need to complete the form, and who will support you to make sure that you have actually complied, because you must have someone overseeing that whatever that you are doing is the right thing. Just remember, all of you have a book, the Essential Finance book. Again, if you don't have the book, get the link. If you are one of our clients, you will know this. This is also on the book, where we actually have these highlighted items aligned according to that. So this is your role. You are a taxpayer, you are an employer, you are a director, and you're also a trader. As a director and a shareholder, your regulator is CICP. That is wrong. There's a typo there, which is your company registrar, which manage Companies Act and also Close Corporation Act. And where 80% to 90% of businesses are registered under Companies Act. And Close Corporation has been incorporated anyway to Companies Act. And the regulator for taxpayer is the receiver of revenue. There you're dealing with two legislation as a taxpayer. The legislation number one is Tax Administration Act and also income tax. Tax administration is the one that poses penalties and administration fees when you are not submitting returns on time and not paying on time. As an employer, we're mainly dealing with two regulators, Department of Labor and Receiver of Revenue again. How you actually work with Department of Labor prescribes certain legislation, Basic Conditions of Employment, which is BCA, Labor Relations Act, which is LRA, and you also have CODA, which is Compensation of Injuries and also Disease Act, Unemployment Insurance Act, which deals with Compensation Act that SARS administrate, and then you also have Occupational Health and Safety Act. You also have Employment Equity. You also have the Skills Development Act. These are all the legislation that Department of Labor prescribed. Please note, in these there is several guidelines. There is also legislations that are underlining some of these that are designed in industries. There is also bargaining council arrangements that actually sometimes override some of this, but these legislation set the foundation. Remember, Basic Conditions of Employment is about you making sure that your contract of employment with your employees is aligned. So make sure that you download the employment standard template in Department of Labor, but also make sure you map it up to your industry norm. Labor relations basically look at the relationship between the employer and the employer. COIDA, that is annually you get assessed based on your industry, then you pay a fee once off. Unemployment Insurance Act, you need to complete the UIN 19 on monthly basis for your employees. And Occupational Health and Safety, you need to do the assessment so that you then understand what are things you need to put in place. Employment Equity, generally for small businesses, you don't worry about that one, but just look at also what is your industry charter talking about so that when you employ, you keep those things in mind. Skills Development Act, again, this one, you need to look at it if you're gonna have interns. So that is the requirement, and there's obviously several forms and several documents that you need to deal with there. And then as an employer, the compliance in relation to the regulator is making sure that once you have employed the people according to the Department of Labor, you have to do deduction. You must take deduction for the people to pay as you earn, to pay also the UIF contribution. Remember, entrepreneurs, the UIF contribution is your 1% plus the 1% of the employee, which then makes the 2% that you need to pay over to SARS. And then Skills Development Act again kicks in here because the 1% of the total salary bill that is above 500,000, you have to pay it to SARS. You use the same form which you called MP201, and then you use an MP101 when you're doing the registration as an employer. Again, guys, Tax Administration Act also kicks in here because if you don't submit the MP201 on time, you need to also pay what? Interest and penalties, because it's the same legislation that administrates that. Guys, the last one is being a trader. Being a trader is mainly understanding that you are a customer to your suppliers, and the suppliers that you have are also on the other side you are their customer. So understand that within being a trader, VAT applies to both of you if you are a VAT vendor. Remember, being a VAT vendor, you must have earned above $1 million. There were questions as to say, Precious, what if I want to register early? You can register earlier, but it's not advisable. Understand what VAT is. VAT is value added. It's a collection tax. You will be in a position to recover it, but it's meant to collect money. It's not meant to be a refundable. It's a collection of taxes. I don't know. I think I did explain that in more detail. If you are not sure, Bonolo, please put a link where I was explaining that of the video. And understand that as a customer, the National Credit Act applies. And it may even apply to yourself, to your customers, when you're actually having credits. Consumer Protection Act also apply. How you set up your customer service, how you set up this standard of service to your entrepreneurs. POPI, how we collect information and share that information. Guys, that is about being a trader. So your terms and conditions with your customer must be aligned to those legislation. And those who want to understand what those legislation entails, again, get the Essential Finance Handbook. And those who are new, whom is the first time they are here, join us on another group that we're going to have on compliance. Denise, please include that group that is going to be joining from the trust. And guys, what we're though doing is that people that have attended this training program as they are closing, they will not be allowed to join another group, not unless they are buying a product. Because we are using also this platform to actually upsell our products and service. So someone pay us to do what we're doing, but you have to pay us to take you to another level. Now, suppliers, same principle, VAT, electronic Communication Technology Act applies, FICA applies, PAIA applies. Again, this is aligned to your terms and conditions. This is aligned to understanding that if you are giving money to somebody, that somebody has to know where that money is coming from. That's what FICA and PAIA is about. So guys, I hope you have had a high-level executive summary of what compliance is about, and you can get the link. Guys, please share the link of this manually, because this is just a brief to give you an overview and what you will achieve in when you're doing compliance. But we then also have forms and questions, and if you need additional support, let us know. And guys, the guys that we're having this for free because we actually were running this being paid. And the group that we are also going to have an intake now is also going to be on free. So please join. I was doing just an intake. I think the training dates are already set for August. And also, guys, join us on our weekly coaching session where you can pose this question. We also share templates and the tools, what we have worked. And guys, thank you so much for your time. I'm gonna look at the questions and the charts one more time. Someone was saying, oh, this is old. Sorry, this is old. Someone was saying, I can't hear anything on my side. It's your device. We have tested everything. Please check your device. And also don't stress too much. After this, we will actually send you also the audio. Rather just type the questions if you have any. Hi, Lucky Songwane. Nice to see you, to have you again. I see quite a lot of people that usually attend our training. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you. Keep on coming back. We're loving that. Please, guys, share more. Share these things with other people. We need to really build up a community of entrepreneurs that are going to fight and build businesses that last. We can't do it on our own. We exist because of you. The more you engage with us, the more we can go to these big companies and say, this is what entrepreneurs are asking for. Can you support and assist? And that is why we're even running this, because someone is paying us. But we will not be able to do that if you're not coming here and say, Precious, you know what, this is what I want to be resolved. This is the challenges I have. But Jabulile is asking, my company is on its start phase. Can I attend strategy workshop? Of course. Actually, the strategy workshop is for someone to rethink. It's someone to say, let me go to the drawing board. But it allows you the map on how you're going to actually build up your business. So, but Jabulile, join us. Paula, which product must we buy to be in the next workshop? We learn every day. Thank you, Paula. So for those who have finished compliance, I will really recommend that you actually sign up for the strategy session. And the link Bonolo has already posted for the strategy session that I think she will also send it to everyone. And those who are interested, Denise, make a list so that I can follow up with them myself and then share also the program, how it actually looks like. It's a very comprehensive program. Maybe I can also share it here. Let me see if I can. And because what a strategy allows you is to just have a clear clarity of how to think things through, especially with COVID. It has 10 business models around. Things will never be the same. So you really need to have tools on how you should be thinking about things and how to build. I am gonna just try to see if I can open up the program, how it looks like. Let me see if I can share that. Shira is asking, Paula is saying, I'm interested to your weekly coaching sessions. Yay, great. I think firstly, Denise, share the link of a WhatsApp group. Paula, make sure you are on the Finance Success WhatsApp group. I think that applies to everyone, guys. Join us on that WhatsApp group. Bonolo and Denise, please post that to everyone for them to join. So Solofelo is saying, as a startup, it's very hard to get operational equipment. It makes things a bit difficult. It's impossible to ask anyone who has a computer or laptop that they do not use to donate. I'm based in Carltonville, and apologies of getting off the rail. No problem, Solofelo. So what you need to actually understand is that there are basic things that you do need. Maybe right now, when you say operation, please can you unmute yourself and explain to me, what do you mean when you say operational equipment? And what business are you in? Please share that, then I will answer it in more fully. But let me start with what you have already posed here. So I think, first of all, as an entrepreneur, you shouldn't be looking for operational equipment. No, you should be looking for a custom. That is the person you should be looking for, not operational equipment. What's the point of bringing equipment if there's no custom? So let's just say maybe you're saying, Precious, though, I need to produce that thing for me to go and get a custom. No, get someone to do samples for you and then go to the market and sell, get customers. The more you have customers, the day you have more customers that you can be able to afford to put a deposit on that operational equipment, we are in business. I hope that helps. We will cover this even on our coaching session on funding, because again, people just spend so much time looking for funding and wasting their time. Guys, I'm not finding the updated program, but I'm gonna share this. I'll stop sharing this and then I'm gonna share this program. It's not the updated one. The updated one has links and details of where to find and what to get. It's also got articles. So this is the program. I don't know, let me try this again. Strategy, this is running bi-weekly. Denise, I don't know if you can try to find the strategy program. Oh, I was not prepared for this question. Okay, we will email it to you guys, and we'll also share on the WhatsApp group. Because I can't find it now. I think I'm also just rushing through things. Oh, maybe this is the right one. Yay. Okay, I think I found one, which is the final vision. I'll stop sharing this one. Please pose the questions. Can you guys also make sure those who were in doing the compliance, make sure you have done all your quiz, make sure also that where you have questions you're asking, because after end of August, we will only just be doing weekly coaching session, not this platform, not using this platform for compliance only, but covering everything that you guys want us to cover. So let me share that with you. Oh my word, I am really failing with my systems today. Let me, I'm having a meltdown of things. I've got too many documents open, that's why. Guys, please talk to me if you have any other question. Talk to me, just unmute yourself.
Hi, Precious.
Hi, who am I speaking to?
My name is Olivia from Cape Town.
Hi, Olivia, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Good, girl, I'm good. Thank you for attending.
Yes, no, I think I just want to thank you for actually clarifying something in terms of the business. I am in the HR space. And when I started my business, I focused too much on small businesses. But as the years went by, then I've actually decided to concentrate on enterprise development. And I'm telling you, and now we actually, from 5 services that we're providing, we're doing so well in terms of actually focusing on only 2 services, which is basically training through enterprise development programs, as well as, you know, the recruitment and the, you know, the background checks. So for me, I think I've been dwelling for years and like saying, you know, my business is not growing or being successful to the level that I wanted. So today you actually confirmed that sometimes we need to understand who our customers are.
I think you sound like Oliver, you and me, selling
Yes.
professional services to entrepreneurs.
Exactly.
They don't know what they don't know, sis. We'll call it unconscious incompetence.
Yep.
and that is not a bad thing, because it provides a platform for us to train and teach them. But it's just the conversion and the time it takes. You know, it takes exactly time and effort to convert a 1 million client and a 10,000 rand client.
Definitely. So thank you so much. And I think, you know, listening to your, attending your training sessions, I've learned a lot.
Oh wow, then you should refer us work. You do HR, we do finance. Let's talk, girl. And actually that is about my closing. Guys, thank you so much, Olivia. Guys, I wanted to just show you something. Hang on 1 second, Olivia. I wanted to show you what is it that the learning outcomes that you're gonna be exposed on strategy. You're gonna revise your vision and mission. You're gonna have your values and your culture being revised. And we create templates and systems for you to get to the right. But guess what? We have more than 230 core values that you can choose from, so that you select the top 5 that is aligned to what you believe in. We also help you to assess the core competence of your business, but align that also to your personal development and your team. Review or design your business model. The business canvas you will design, we will review it for you on the coaching session. You're also going to understand and identify key factors that actually drive your industry and your market. We use Pastel. We also use another program. I forgot the other name. Oh, there's so much I need to mention here, and I'm going so fast. We also use that. So from Pastel, where we are analyzing the external environment, we then build up to do your 48 questions of the SWOT analysis. Because once you've done the Pastel, you have to actually classify it. Is it my strength? Is it my weakness? Is it my opportunity? Or is it my threats? And all of that, those threats, you need to analyze them and see. But all that then helps you to map up your positioning statement as a business. And obviously, you should use that information to do what? The strength, you update your profile and your website and your positioning and also your business model. And when it comes to business strategy, it's about conducting the analysis and the market. And we also will then help you to formulate it. And again, there's so many tools that we're providing you there and the templates. And we will then also start building that accounting board, which we're calling the boardroom. And we have a week preparation. You have to prepare, and we give you the tools even to prepare, so that on then we run an orientation, and then you will then be ready. We also give you some reading material for you. Stop Googling and you focus on the things that matter most. So that is this is what your notes and your program looks like, and we are updating it now to get ready for you guys. And the templates are also here. I think we have put them separately. They run on their own. We have so many of them. So yeah, guys, just come and join. Trust me, it's gonna be worth it. I'm gonna stop sharing. So that is what our strategy is about. Can I go to the other questions, guys? My team has booked this time up to 8. So I'm gonna run through some of your questions. But Jabulile is asking, when paying employees employed once off for particular project, do we have to deduct from their payments? If yes, at what percentage? The average percentage that you should be deducting is generally about 33%. However, my suggestion for you, if it's a project that is a once-off, make the responsibility of paying pay-as-you-earn to be the responsibility of that person, if it's a once-off. So that person operate with them as though they are service provider. So employ people that are actually running their own companies, so that they invoice you at the company level. Then it's almost like they are seconded into your business, so that you don't have a lot of administration. Okay. So Chiri was saying, where do you actually communicate with the group? I only receive emails. Do you keep talking about the group? So the group, Chiri, is the WhatsApp group. People, guys, the WhatsApp group, it's your group. You can do whatever that you want to do with it. I had created that platform to allow you to know that you are not alone. So that is a WhatsApp group I'm talking about, Chiri. I think you're already on it. Guys, I'm done with the questions. I'm done with the questions. Guys, on closing, this is like 45 minutes to go. We appreciate you. We appreciate your presence. We appreciate keeping on waking up. We understand these are tough times. We feel it too. that this is really one of the turnaround time. But I want to just promise you, entrepreneurs, that you gotta have to stop thinking and looking at this as tough times. Look at it as a platform of leveling up the playing ground. You know, the other time when I was looking at the companies that are closing and the companies that are actually, I mean, these are companies that have existed with business models that have been tested sometimes even more than 100 years, but they're closing down because the business model is no longer working, which means there are more opportunities and businesses that can be started. And I promise you, the moment you start looking at the other side of this coin, not just the bad stuff, but the good stuff, there is something to do there. There is new businesses that did not exist that will allow you to enter into the market. Someone was laughing at me and saying, Precious, you have been doing this Zoom thing, this webinar stuff for the past 2 years. And now people are talking Zoom that and Zoom that. Why are you not out there being the one? I just run your own race. Focus on what you're doing and run your own race. Whether there is 2 people attending or 1 people, doesn't matter. That person who has seen what you do, if it was good, they will tell somebody else. And their life will never be the same. And we hope that every support we're providing, each time you keep on turning up, you are taking something with you. Because our aim is to empower you. Our aim is to build you. Our aim is to change the way you think and build yourself up. We do understand that the business does not grow because you are not growing. And for us to build and help you build businesses that are gonna grow, we're gonna have to change you. We're gonna have to grow you. And that is how you're gonna change and build up. We're also looking for partners, entrepreneurs. We're looking for people that work with ESG space, supply development, enterprise development, to be our partners. We pay range from 15% to 30%. Most of the time, I only have few staff members. We don't do a lot of selling and marketing because in my business, what I love most is this: teaching and training, finding solution, talking to entrepreneurs, doing research. That's what I love. I am looking for salespeople who are out there marketing, but they could even be marketing their products, but saying, you know what, I know someone in finance, I know someone in business development that can help these entrepreneurs. Bring us in, we'll pay you. We don't ask, we have an open book system where you can actually do what? You can look at our books and see, ABSA Precious has paid you this amount of money. That's my 30% is that, or my 15% is that, depending on the arrangement in place. 2, I need you to actually go to the market and share our content. Share your stories, share what you have learned, share, because guys, we as Black people are gonna continue making the same mistakes generation after generation because we are not sharing our experiences, what has worked, what has not worked. I'm Zulu. In Zulu, there is I don't know what they call it in English. Isisho, I don't know. Guys, someone can type for me. What is it? What is it that is called isisho in English? Esithi indlela ibuzwa kwabaphambili. Which means for you to be able to get ahead in life, you have to ask someone who's already few steps ahead of you. That's what that sisho means. And I think as Black people, we have forgotten those fundamentals, that you're not going to make it on your own. I promise you, there is no way. If I am saying it's tough for me, and the only thing I've ever studied was business until I qualified as a chartered accountant, and I'm still operating as a chartered accountant, as in the register, and I'm saying it's tough, You can imagine for someone who has never ran a business, who has never even been in a business, who is just a startup because maybe they can't find a job, and who has never been a director, has never, oh Lord, there is just so much. There is no way. You gotta need to get to understand that there is no way you're gonna make it on your own. If you do make it on your own, it will be because maybe you actually have a tender. There's networks, and in South Africa that we all know it exists. Or if you have built up a network, I think you can make it. But even that, it won't sustain you. It will never sustain you. Manolo the other day was telling us that we actually this year are finishing 10 years. And I was saying, I want to celebrate. I'm thinking how many companies have died in front of me. And for that, I'm grateful. I'm grateful because you guys are sticking with us throughout, and we're here to help you. Some of you might want to share their financial statements. They say, Precious, have a look. This is an accountant that has, I don't mind. As long as you're going to allow us to remove your company name and use your business as a business case study, but we'll remove the name, but we'll share the financial statement to teach you how to read the financial statement, how to pick up the errors that the entrepreneurs are doing. Tebogo have just answered my unasked question. On that note, thank you. I wish you a great week. We will be in touch soon. Keep in touch. Thank you so much. Oh, Tebogo, thank you. Thank you. Okay, guys, thank you so much. So those who are interested to be our partners in selling our business and selling what we do, we are launching about 20 products within the next 2, 3, 4 weeks. Let us know. We are excited about it. We'd like you guys to join us. You are our entrepreneurs. We work with you very closely and we want to help you. Please don't be shy. Share your notes. Sometimes others, you can SMS me. I'm also on the group, but pose your questions also on the WhatsApp group. Pose the question even direct to me. Use the social media. Bonolo, please share the link of our social media. Share our content. Share the details. The more we teach each other on how to run business properly, the better we're going to be sustainable as a society and as a community. Because it's impossible. There is no way. We should be one day running workshops saying that those who have attended certain network sessions, so and so, Sibusiso, introduce yourself. Maybe there's a director or a shareholder here that can invest in your business. That is what I want us to do so that we can start circulating the money within ourselves. And that is my aspiration for this group. That is my aspiration for every Black entrepreneur, that we have to look at each other now as assets. We have to look at each other as resources. And those who are willing to grow, which means they are willing to change, which means their business will also grow. Therefore, find partners in the platform like this. Don't just go on the road and think you're gonna find people in some places, dodgy places. Find people in these networks so that you can then find partners. I think we will have a network session where everyone is introducing themselves, plus also sharing their products and services so that we can actually market. We can also even build up a market of some sort, a marketplace for us as Black entrepreneurs. And there's a lot of those platforms. I think I got approached the other day by Soweto guys. There's a marketplace there. Africa is Open for Business, which was started by Victor, who is also planning to have some sort of a marketplace. Again, guys, join those networks. Look at, buy from each other. Let's support each other. You share what you do, even on Finance Success. Let's buy from you. We shouldn't be buying from other people if we want to grow this economy. We should be buying from each other. So that's the end of everything. Thank you so much. I'm Thomas Tebogo, Mahlo Tebogo, Namane, Rosie, Paula, Olivia, Ntando, Nombuyiso, Mbuyizeni, Kahleko, Hemina, Khal, Bajabulile, Badodra. Yo, I can't even pronounce that. Andres, Alfred. Oh, Alfred, hello. Thank you, everyone. I'm just reading through the names. Chire, Thomas, Tolofelo. Thank you so much for attending. Victor. Thank you, guys. I don't have any more questions anymore. Thank you so much. Someone said, I love your spirit. Thank you for your time. Oh, thank you. I'm grateful that you have decided to spend the last 2 hours with us. And if there's anyone who wanna close, but Jabulile, you wanna say something? I saw that you unmuted yourself.
No, I just wanted to say thank you. Your sessions are always informative. We just get out of the information of the session with vast information. Thank you so much.
You're
Same
welcome.
everything. Thank you so much, sis.
Thank you, thank you. I'm here at your service, guys. I promise you, if you fail, it will be because you chose to fail. It will not because you don't have enough guidance from me. Ask me what is the best. And I'm saying to you, in most cases, I may not even have the answers, guys, but I will know who have the answers. I will know maybe who have gone through that. And we can use this platform also to bring other people to actually come. And we have done that before. Have a look on YouTube. We brought quite a lot of people before, but we kind of figured also that the content some people were bringing is not what we agree with. And that is why we have also tried to limit to have too many people so that the message can actually sink in and the approach can also be consistent. And this is our LinkedIn, this is our YouTube. Please subscribe to it, leave comments, say what exactly you feel about the things. Guys, stop being afraid of saying what you think and feel and what you are experiencing. Thank you so much. I think it's 4 minutes to go. Bonolo, were you gonna run a poll or something at the closing? Okay, that is our Facebook page. Those who are on Facebook. Okay, I think I'm done. Ooh, I finished. Teboho, if you have any question, Chire, you wanna talk, girl? Is anything that you want guidance? Victor, is anything that you wanna ask? Sis
Can
Paula.
I ask something?
Yes, Sis Paula, go ahead.
You mentioned something like there are people that can promote your services and your products in the sales departments. What is the procedure? What do I do? I think I have a network of professionals, doctors, you name them all, whereby every Saturday there's a Zoom training, and if I wanted to ship you in to sell your services, can I get the answers maybe privately? I don't know. But
No
I think
problem.
one
We
of my
can
essence is
definitely-
sales.
No problem. I do have your details, Paula. We will contact you, but I can answer the question. It's very easy. We first, me and you, have a discussion for us to validate that that is the right target market for us. And we also love sharing in platforms like professional platforms, because the professional platforms, because they value education, they generally buy the book. So, and we can always sell. So, but from there, it's also about just connecting with people, finding out what challenges they have. Sometimes we engage and we do a speaking engagement just on that. All we want is to share the information. All we want is to be given a platform to teach. That's what we are all about. So, Sisi, we can talk offline to just clarify the target market so that we are clear that that's the right target market for us, and we can work it out. And we attend, we share what we think, and we share our experiences. What falls off the tree, that's not our issue. I have this rule, I've always had this rule in my business, that if I do the right thing every day in my business, the right way, the best way I can, there is no way I can fail. If I constantly improving on how I'm doing what I'm doing, there is no way I can fail. I shouldn't worry about whether I'm gonna fail or succeed. As long as I'm doing it the best way I can, that's enough. And that's the same thing we expect from our sales agent. Do the introduction. If it matches, if it doesn't match, It's not, the aim is not to sell. The aim is to introduce a different way of thinking so that we can go. Thank you, Ma. Chire, you wanted to say something?
Yes, please, Precious. I think what is coming out of here is that as entrepreneurs, we don't invest in ourselves. We don't read. We do not read, and this is very worrying. So if I could maybe advise people to spend a lot of time on Pinterest. Pinterest teaches a lot of business principles, depending on whatever background you're coming from or what you want to. If it's HR, it will tell you everything more than you need on HR. And the rest of the business functions as well. And then, Sis Paula, maybe this might be beneficial to you and everybody who's interested in self-development, because we are very stingy when coming to invest in ourselves. The Directors Association is running a board trainings currently for women. They started in July. I think they're ending in September. It's discounted to 4.9 from 12,000. I'll share the details with Precious for those who are interested. Unfortunately, it's only targeted at women. But guys, let us invest in ourselves. Let us read, follow particular areas of interest on all social media, the likes of LinkedIn. Let us befriend that, because that is the only way we're going to grow ourselves and the business. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shire.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. So for you, for your business to grow, you have to grow. For you to grow, you're gonna need to invest on yourself consistently, every day, a minimum of 2 hours a day. In the evening, you are actually listening to it. In the morning, you are reading something, because the level of concentration is not the same. Guys, you have to invest on yourself consistently, especially because our education, our system is really screwed up. So you have to unlearn first before you learn. Guys, thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Goodbye. There's someone who said they wanted Ntando Phakathi, wanted the link again of WhatsApp. Guys, can someone post that again on the WhatsApp? I think Denise did post it earlier. Denise, please post it again for everyone. Goodbye, everyone. It was so lovely to see everyone. I hope you got your revision. See you next time.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.